Hello everyone, Ollie here from 𝕣𝕖𝕧𝕚, and today, this review is a little bit late, but you know, I guess better late than never. As you can see by the title and the thumbnail, I'm reviewing The Flash. So, I've had this for quite a while now on Blu-ray, but just haven't got around to watching it. So last night I decided to sit down and watch it, or lie down and watch it on my bed. Coming into this film, I was, to say the least, a little bit apprehensive because of the reception of the film, especially when it first came out in June last year, which is crazy to think that it's almost been a year since it came out. Initially I was going to go watch it in the cinema, but just pure out of you know, the reception. Sorry, I'm just going to try and, I'm holding you with the tripod and I'm trying to keep you straight without having to, you know what, I'm putting you over here. Okay, that's better. Yeah, I'd rather have you standing up and I have to use my hand and hold it for however long I need to release for. So anyway, yeah, so I don't usually well, now, back when it first came out, I had a different way of thinking, and you know, basically, back then I always went to go watch a film based on reviews, whether it's good or not. So if they were good, for the most part, I'd go watch them. But nowadays, I just go pure out. Like, for example, I'm trying to think of a film that, just on the top of my head, and that's a bit of a random one, but I guess Immaculate. I went to go watch that. I made a review on that about a couple of weeks ago, I'd say. Yeah, that film was very mixed, but I enjoyed it. I mean, it's all on your own opinion. You shouldn't really go in with a film just on anybody else's opinion. If you like the look of it, go watch it. If you liked it, great. If you didn't, that's fine. You know, that's your opinion. Like, that's exactly how I think now. That's how we should interpret our own views. Like, back then, I didn't think that. So I didn't go watch it because, for people that don't know, it got a lot of mixed. A lot of people really liked it, and a lot of people didn't like it. So I didn't really want to share my thoughts. I think I was a bit worried that I didn't, you know, I didn't know how to feel, and you know, I didn't want to talk about it because it was such a mixy film, and you know, if I liked it, then people might, you know, whatever. Anyway, so I'm here now, don't give a shit, you know, I'm going in with modest expectations. I'm expecting, well, I was just hoping to have at least an entertaining time, which I did. It was entertaining. Not the best superhero film of all time, like some crazy people sometimes say. It was, I'll say this, because I'm going to get into some spoilers soon, but I thought for people that haven't watched it yet, including Rusty, I'm going to be talking a little spoiler. I mean, in the spoiler-free section, I will be talking about the film, and I'll be talking about what's contained in the trailers that they advertised before the film came out. So if you haven't watched the trailers, then, you know, that's on you, kind of, because obviously they've been advertised everywhere. If you've been avoiding them and you still haven't watched them, I'm a bit surprised, because if you're clicking on this, want to know what happens, and you haven't seen anything for the film, it's a bit weird. So if you don't mind, go watch the trailers and then come back, but whatever. Anyway, so I'm not going to be talking, like, any specifics in the film itself, like any spoilers, like any particular points, but obviously I'll talk about the things that they've shown in the trailers, so like obviously the basic story, plot. So yeah, so I'm going to talk about that for a little bit, and then I'll let you guys know when I'm going to be talking some spoilers. I'm not a person who reviews films and breaks down like scene by scene of a film. I just share my thoughts, the good, the bad, and sometimes the ugly. See what I did there? So for people that don't know, this film is, it actually kind of revolves around time travel, which makes sense because it's The Flash. I will say actually first, before, just for people that don't want to know anything and are curious to know and have been living under a rock, are unsure about how this film is represented, and as in like how it's shown as a film itself, because sometimes trailers can, you know, kind of fool you and end up not being what it's like in the actual film itself. The film might not be for everyone because it's goofy. I think intentionally and unintentionally. I think it's intentionally funny because of the humour that Ezra Miller pulls off. Not just Ezra Miller, but mainly Ezra Miller, because obviously that's the Flash as his character. He's basically the comic relief of the Justice League. Other than obviously Aquaman.
I am Aquaman.
He's the main comic relief. That's how I see it. And I just think, the film needed to be goofy and funny because it's revolved around this character who is the comic relief, and I think it kind of works. That's just my opinion. I might be on an island with that, but I thought it worked most of the time. Anyway, they did great as the Flash or Barry Allen. Obviously, there for people that haven't watched the trailers, again, watch the trailers before continuing on further. But there are two Barry Allens or two Flashes, and one of them is younger than the other. One of them is I believe they're a graduate, and they're actually working, and then the other one is like 18, and I think he's still in high school, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so he goes back in time for a specific reason because his mum died, and basically, this might be a bit of a spoiler, but I don't know. Is it teased in the trailer? I should have rewatched the trailers before doing this. But basically, if you don't want to hear any further, then I don't know. I'm just going to say it. Well, it's been out for over a year. So his dad, Barry's dad, they're saying he's allegedly killed his mum. You kind of get the sense of that in the film. I won't get into too much detail now. But yeah, he's basically being fraud as the killer who killed Barry's mum, the dad. And we kind of find out in the film what happens at the end, and yeah, I won't go into too much detail now. It's interesting that it's obviously about time travel. I'll talk about the characters now. So again, Ezra Miller as Barry Allen or the Flash. They did great. Michael Keaton back as Batman. And also obviously get Ben Affleck as well for a little bit in the film, the beginning of the film, and then a little bit I think, yeah, he's beginning and a little bit in the middle. So Michael Keaton was great as back as Batman. He seemed the same to me as he was in the original. I've only seen the original, the Tim Burton one, the first one. He felt like he did great in the film. And then obviously Ben Affleck as Batman. I don't think he should have been in the film. See, Ben Affleck, Michael Keaton was fine because Tim Burton always had this kind of goofiness to had a sense of the goofiness to it, so that didn't feel too unnecessary to have him in the film, Michael Keaton. But Ben Affleck, because after seeing Batman v Superman, which I think is a guilty pleasure of mine, Batman v Superman, I don't think, even though he has a bit of a sense of humour in Batman v Superman, in this, they kind of treat him like a joke, and that's... I'll get to more in the spoiler bit, but I did see a scene before watching the actual film online, and it's stupid. But if you've seen it as well, then you know what I mean. But if you haven't, then I'll tell you, and I'll see if I'll talk about it in the spoilers later on. But yeah, so yeah, I thought Ben Affleck. I'll get to more of him later on, but he was for what he was given. Some of it was good, some of it was too much, and I'll get to that in a minute. Supergirl, played by Sasha Calle, I believe that's how you pronounce her name. She did good for what she was given. I believe she should have been given more time. I really but I know people were probably on the fence about her because female Superman, I mean, Supergirl already is a character in the DC, and people were thinking that she's replacing Henry Cavill. Think of that how you want, but I don't see it that way because it's a different timeline. I'm not going to get too much into it, but she is part of a different timeline. I'm not going to take that as a negative that she's replaced Henry Cavill as Superman, because it's a totally different thing. Again, I'll get to that in a minute. So I thought she did great as Supergirl. We've got some cameos, which I'll talk about in the spoilers, but everyone did pretty good for the most part. I don't know what else to say, spoiler-free-ish. So I'll say, give it a watch if you've been apprehensive about it up until now, and you want to maybe give it a shot, but you're just a little bit on the fence about it, like I was. Then I'd say give it a shot. If you have the opportunity to watch it, then please do. Please give it a go. But obviously, if you don't like it, that's totally fine. Respect your opinion. Share your reasons why in the comments. Why you, if you already have watched it, let me know what you guys think of the film. Yeah, I think the goofiness of the goofy tone worked for the film. Overall, I'm going to wrap up this spoiler-free section here now, because I just like to talk about all the other stuff without having to feel like, oh, I have to be pressurized. But I mean, it's been almost a year, so anyway, everyone pretty much did a pretty solid job. I mean, even albeit that a couple of characters feel like have been, you know, I just feel like they should have been in it more. To wrap this spoiler-free bit up, I'm going to give this film a 3 out of 5, and that is a 6 out of 10, so it's just above average. I mean, I had a fun time, not incredible by any means, not terrible by any means. It's decent. I mean, it's decent. It's, yeah. Go watch it if you are, albeit curious and just a bit concerned about how this is going to play out. So even if you don't end up liking it, please try and give it a go. Yeah, because I know, again, it's obviously a very mixed film. People take it differently, and I did say at the beginning that this may not be a film for everybody, and I totally respect anyone's opinion that, you know, aren't so fond of it. So yeah, go check it out if you can, and you have the opportunity. So, spoilers. 3, 2, 1. Gotta start out by just saying it. George Clooney as back as Batman at the very end of the film. That cameo bit, that was just hilarious. Haven't watched Batman and Robin for obvious reasons, but I'm going to try to when I feel like, oh, you know what, I feel like watching a shit film. I don't know, it was just cool seeing George Clooney, that's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to get into the Batman and Robin stuff, but because obviously I know he was in it. For people that aren't too familiar with the Batman stuff and all the different variations, all the different stuff, won't get it unfortunately, but for people that do, I think that you're going to be really, it's just so surprising to see George Clooney as Bruce Wayne, because obviously at the end of the film, Barry gets a call from Bruce and calls him, he's like, oh, Bruce, you're right, oh, good, and assuming it's Ben Affleck's Batman, Bruce Wayne, and it's not Ben Affleck's voice, and you're like, who is that? And it's just crazy. It's so great seeing George, even though, let's be honest, he's not the best Batman. That's all I'll just say. But it was funny and cool to see him in the film. Nonetheless, whatever you think of Batman and Robin. Wonder Woman, let's just talk about cameo. So, George Clooney was great. Seeing him back, obviously he didn't have a major role, it was quite funny. Barry saying, who the fuck are you, or whatever. And he's just like, seriously?
Who the fuck is this?
Hey, Barry.
You're not Batman? What's wrong with you?
Or something. But anyway, yeah, George Clooney's great. Wonder Woman. Let's talk about the 2 Justice League characters that shown up. Obviously, you got Wonder Woman. Now, this is the bit I'm talking about, bit where I was talking about how Bruce was just made fun of in this scene, particularly, was when he was smiling through the Batman mask. It was just so, like, cringe. It was just like, oh my god. Part of me is just like, thinks it's hilarious, and some parts it's just like, come on. Really, Warner Brothers, or whoever's decision it was to do that. So it's probably gets a bit of context. So Alfred is in the scene in a couple little bits. Obviously, Jeremy Irons, obviously Ben Affleck's Alfred. And he's alright in the film. No hate against obviously Jeremy Irons. It's just the way that, again, it's that goofy tone. It's like, I think some people shouldn't have been in this film because of that goofy tone. And Alfred and Bruce are 2 of those people that shouldn't have been in it. Because they were acting really bizarre, and it's just, I don't know. I mean, I know there was some. Obviously, you had the goofy Batman back in the 60s, and I mean, every now and again, Bruce and Alfred have their moments when they're a little bit, funny.
Funnel fairy butterbar, funnel fairy butterbar, funnel fairy butterbar, funnel fairy. There's nothing wrong with the microphone.
But I don't know, it just felt a bit weird. Even though I really like Ben Affleck's interpretation of Batman, I'm not a Batfleck hater at all. Again, I said Batman v Superman is a guilty pleasure of mine. I just don't think he suited the film well. I don't think he should have been in the film, is what I'm trying to say. So, him and Alfred as well. So, Alfred, what I was going to get to is with Wonder Woman. So, at the beginning of the film, Barry's getting a sandwich and he gets a call from, Bruce, and it's actually Alfred, and he calls up saying, "Oh, we need your help," whatever. And he was like, "Oh, why am I the only one that's just calling up?" So, Cyborg's not picking up. Wonder Woman's not picking up. That's what I was going to get to. And and Aquaman and all those guys aren't picking up. And Flash was the only one that clearly was the only one that could help. So Bruce called up Flash, and it's a bit of a mission. Nothing too prominent, and they end up doing the mission. And at the end, basically, Batman is on the bridge with one of the bad guys, and he's holding on to him, and he basically uses his bat grapple gun, whatever, and it's kind of slipping off, and they're like, "Oh shit!" Basically, the bad guy, has a suitcase full of bombs or whatever, and it's, "Oh, he could blow Gotham or whatever." And last minute, Wonder Woman or Diana swoops in, and Lasso of Truth comes down to oh, see if you've seen the scene, then you know.
Watch your step.
Hi.
Hey, and you are welcome.
My ego's far too big to say thank you to someone else.
Oh my god. That was kind of funny, but also kind of cringe as well. Yeah, there's one good scene with Ben Affleck, actually, that's actually taken kind of seriously, is when later on in the day, Bruce and Barry meet up in this kind of nighttime area in Metropolis, and basically they just talk about stuff, and Barry's talking about him having an opportunity to save his mum, and possibly even saving Bruce's parents, he's suggesting. And so Bruce says,
These scars we have make us who we are. We're not meant to go back and fix them. And there's nothing broken with you that needs to be fixed. Take it from an old guy who's made a lot of mistakes. Don't live your past. Live your life.
It's actually one of the only scenes in the film that's actually taken seriously, and it's one of my favourite scenes in the whole film. That quote is just great. The fact that Bruce has made a lot of mistakes, obviously the events of Batman v Superman, well, mainly that, obviously it's, fighting Superman, and whatever your opinions on that, whatever. So yeah, that was the only thing I'd say that I actually really liked with Ben Affleck as Batman. But other than that, I feel like he didn't need to be in the film. His Batman suit, I should have mentioned just now, was stupid looking. It just looks so... It looked like a CW. Like all the DC shirt like that. It's just so weird. Like, it's like a Batman suit for like a Batman TV show. It looks so like cheap and just goofy. I don't know, it looked weird. I didn't like it. I liked Flash's suit, the new one, where it kind of glows up whenever he's about to speed up. So yeah, it was quite cool seeing them. And then later on, we get, I know I'm going to go on a bit of a tangent, I know I did say I'm not going to be breaking down every bit of the film, but in the trailer, it's been advertised that Zod is back, and it's because of the timeline stuff that's been happening, and it's kind of crazy. I feel like he was a bit unnecessary to be in the film, even though he was the only good part of Man of Steel that I liked, even though a lot of you guys don't know, but Man of Steel, I think, is a bit overrated. But I do think Michael Shannon as Zod was one of the best parts of Man of Steel. And in this, again, like Ben Affleck and Alfred, I just think he was unnecessary. Like, I mean, yeah, sure, it was cool to see him, but his motivation, I mean, I get it because it's a multiverse timeline, and, you know, seeing the multiverse stuff was cool as well. Like, seeing all the different variations of Superman. We got Christopher Reeve, a little cameo, like an AI cameo, it's quite cool. You got fucking Nicolas Cage as Superman. I did know about that. I did know about Nicolas Cage. I saw like an image of. He looked weird. I didn't like it really. I mean, it was kind of like, what, Nicolas Cage? What the hell? Even though I already knew that he was in the film, but he looked a bit goofy. That's just me. They were trying to do like a Spider-Man No Way Home kind of thing, but for the Flash, it was just really weird. Some of it was cool, some of it wasn't. Like, seeing George Clooney again was quite funny and cool. I liked how they play around with the different timelines and kind of, oh, it's all jumbled up and all sorts of different things. But I mean, look, I had a fun time overall. Seeing all the cameos, I liked some of the stories. Some of it was a little bit stupid, like, you know, him saving his mom just because, you know, his dad didn't get another can of tomatoes. That bit is a bit stupid, but I mean, I enjoyed seeing some of the characters, some of the time, you know, some of the time travel storyline was quite cool. Having Michael Keaton back was cool. All that kind of stuff. Supergirl again, I really liked. I just felt like some of them were underutilized, and some of it was unnecessary. Like, I don't know. It was just above average entertainment. So again, 6 out of 10, 3 out of 5. Pretty much just over a middle of the road kind of thing. Like, it was entertaining enough for me. I won't watch it again for a while. It's not one of those films that I'm going to come back to immediately. Although I need to come back immediately too. It'll probably be again when I do like another DCEU marathon before maybe I come back. Before, you know, the DCU comes out, the new James Gunn universe comes out, I might rewatch all of them just because why the hell not? It might be then. I'm not in a rush to watch this film again. So 3 out of 5, 6 out of 10, just above average entertainment. But yeah, I'm gonna stop here now, guys. I feel like I've gone on for quite a while. And yeah, again, I'm not going to be... I said I wasn't going to go too much detail with breakdown of the whole film, but let me know in the comments below if you guys liked the film, or if you didn't, what did you like about it, what didn't you like about the film. Yeah, and let me know what you guys rated the film out of 10 and out of 5. So, yeah, if you guys enjoyed my review for The Flash, please give it a thumbs up, let me know you guys liked it, because it's always great to see. The likes are more about me knowing you guys like these reviews, and it kind of lets me know that you guys want more of it. So do that if you did like it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, which I don't know what that is. I'm going to be watching Blue Beetle at some point. I don't know when, and I don't know if I'm going to re-review it, because I did do a film review out of the cinema review with Rusty. That was the second video on this channel that we did. That was the first cinema review we did together. And yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do it again. Well, I'll see. It depends on if my opinions have altered since then. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to either watch the review first that we did back then, or watch the film first and then look back on it and be like, okay, there's things I like more now, or things I actually dislike more now, or whatever, all that kind of stuff. So if there's anything that's been altered significantly for that film, then I may share some thoughts out. If you are curious on my other thoughts on a few other DCEU films, I've got a review for the first 2 Shazam films, Black Adam, and now The Flash, and obviously, yeah, like I said, Blue Beetle. We went to go watch that when it first came out in August last year. So yeah, if you're curious on my thoughts on the other DCEU films, I might try and get some more DCEU film reviews out at some point, but I don't know when. I don't plan to do it anytime soon, but maybe right before the DCEU comes out, I might chime out some other reviews out for them. But as of now, The Flash. Hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.